Have you ever tried learning a new language, only to feel like your brain is actively fighting against you? You spend hours repeating words, going through flashcards, or even using language apps, but when it's time to actually speak, nothing. Your mind goes blank, you can't remember the right words, and frustration kicks in. Well, here's the thing, it's not just you. Your brain is actually designed to resist learning a new language. But don't worry, the good news is that once you understand why this happens, you can use specific techniques to work with your brain instead of against it. By the end of this video, you'll have a new perspective on language learning, and you'll walk away with practical strategies to make the process smoother, faster, and even enjoyable. Let's dive in. 1. The brain loves efficiency. The human brain is an efficiency machine. It's wired to optimize energy and effort, which means it prefers routines and patterns that it has already mastered. Think about it. Your native language is something your brain has been using effortlessly for years. It has well-established neural pathways that make communication smooth and automatic. Now, when you introduce a second language, your brain has to retrain itself to process words, grammar, and pronunciation in a completely different way. This takes up a lot of mental energy, and your brain naturally resists this extra effort because, in evolutionary terms, conserving energy was a survival mechanism. This is why many people feel exhausted after studying a new language for a long period. It's literally draining mental resources. But don't worry, there's a way to make the process feel natural, which we'll get to soon. 2. The critical period hypothesis. Have you ever heard the saying that kids learn languages faster than adults? That's because of something called the critical period hypothesis. When we're young, our brains are more neuroplastic, meaning they can adapt and form new connections much more easily. This makes it easier for children to absorb new languages without much effort. They learn through immersion, play, and interaction, and their brains naturally adjust to the language environment around them. As we grow older, our brains become less flexible, and learning a new language requires conscious effort. This is why adults struggle more with pronunciation and grammar. It's not impossible, but it takes more work than it would for a child. However, don't let this discourage you. Studies have shown that adults actually have advantages in learning languages too, because we have better problem-solving skills and can understand complex grammar structures more easily. We just need the right techniques to make the process smoother. 3. Fear of mistakes and social pressure. This is one of the biggest reasons people struggle to learn a new language, and most of the time, it has nothing to do with intelligence or memory. It's all about psychology. When you're learning a new language, there's a natural fear of sounding stupid or making mistakes in front of others. This is because our brains are wired to avoid social embarrassment. It's part of our survival instinct. In the past, social rejection could mean being excluded from a community, which was dangerous. But here's the problem. If you avoid speaking because you're afraid of making mistakes, your brain never gets the practice it needs to improve. Many language learners get stuck in a cycle where they keep studying but never actually use the language in real-life situations, which slows down progress. The solution: shift your mindset. Mistakes are proof that you're learning. The more you speak, the faster you'll improve. In fact, research shows that people who embrace making mistakes while learning a language develop fluency much faster than those who try to be perfect from the start. Now that we know why the brain resists, let's look at how to fix it. These strategies will help you trick your brain into embracing language learning instead of fighting it. 1. Make it fun and engaging. Your brain loves fun. It releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical. Whenever you do something enjoyable, the more fun you have while learning, the more your brain will want to engage with the language. Here's how you can do it. Watch movies and TV shows in your target language. This helps you absorb pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary in a natural way. Listen to music or podcasts in the language you're learning. Your brain will start recognizing patterns even when you're not actively studying. Play language learning games like Duolingo, Link, or Fluent to make learning feel less like work and more like entertainment. The goal is to surround yourself with the language in ways that feel effortless. 2. Use the spaced repetition technique. Ever notice how you can remember song lyrics from years ago, but struggle to recall a word you just learned yesterday? That's because repetition strengthens memory. Spaced repetition is a scientifically proven technique where you review information at strategic intervals. Just before you're about to forget it, this forces your brain to actively recall information, making it stick long-term. Apps like Anki, Quizlet, and Memrise use this technique to help language learners memorize words more efficiently. If you're struggling with vocabulary retention, this is a game changer. 3. Speak from day one. This might feel uncomfortable at first, but it's the fastest way to train your brain. The more you use the language, the more comfortable and natural it becomes. Here's how to get started. Talk to AI chatbots in your target language. There's no pressure, and you get instant feedback. Join language exchange groups like those on HelloTalk or Tandem, where you can practice with native speakers. Narrate your daily routine in the new language. Describe what you're doing as you cook, clean, or commute. The key is consistent exposure. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, speaking regularly will train your brain faster than passive studying. 4. Trick your brain into thinking it's necessary. If your brain thinks something is necessary for survival, it will learn it faster. Here's how to create that illusion. Change your phone and social media settings to your target language. Write your to-do lists or grocery lists in the language. Follow native speakers on social media and interact with their posts. By surrounding yourself with the language daily, your brain will start prioritizing it. At the end of the day, the biggest factor in language learning isn't just your brain, it's your mindset. If you believe you can't learn a language, your brain will find ways to prove you right. But if you believe you can, and you embrace the process of making mistakes, practicing daily, and staying consistent, you'll see progress faster than you ever thought possible. If you found these tips helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more brain hacking strategies. And let me know in the comments, what language are you currently learning? See you in the next video, and happy learning!